We're trying to recreate at least a homage to Paddy Hopkirk's rally-winning car. And I happen to know that the engine on that car certainly wasn't standard.
Marc Priestley once worked at the pinnacle of motorsport, where he changed tires in under 2 seconds amidst F1 exhaust fumes and million-dollar pressures.
20 or 25 people where you're changing the wheels and tires and it's over before you can even realize what's just happened.
This man decided to discard it all, abandoning the McLaren halo to throw himself into a rusty garage.
A lot of people say to me, is it not a massive step down? And I say, you know, it really isn't. It's not a step down at all.
This was not a step backward. It was an escape from the glass cage of McLaren, where perfection kills the human soul.
I present one of the world's biggest car shows on television.
Why did Marc Priestley, the hero of the pit lane, choose to face cold shoulders from the very fans of the Wheeler Dealers program?
And the time pressures, you know, we're always under time pressure on the show, traveling.
A harsh truth hidden behind his calm exterior will make you reflect on the true price of success. In the 2000s, Marc Priestley officially joined the McLaren technical team, which functioned like a machine programmed with absolute precision under the leadership of Ron Dennis. At the McLaren Technology Centre in Woking, England, the management philosophy tolerated zero deviation, requiring every process from design and assembly to pit lane operations to adhere to stringent technical standards. The working system in Woking demanded that the mechanics, including Marc, maintain maximum concentration in all situations. Here, maneuvers such as tire changes or front wing adjustments were rehearsed until they became as proficient as a natural reflex. Recorded data indicates that during World Championship seasons, the technical team frequently worked from 8 a.m. until 1 a.m. the following day during race preparation. The pressure did not stop at working hours. Technical staff like Marc Priestley faced grueling travel schedules of over 100 flights per year, almost erasing personal circadian rhythms. At racetracks, work began with unloading equipment, assembling cars, and fine-tuning every technical parameter under the close supervision of lead engineers. Specifically in the 2007 season, the espionage scandal known as Spygate completely upended internal operations. The racing team's offices were questioned by investigative agencies, and personal computers of staff, including Marc's, were confiscated for data extraction. The atmosphere in the garage shifted from a state of competitive focus to one of defense, as every piece of information exchanged between members was viewed with suspicion. Internal conflicts in 2007 became severe due to differences in culture and leadership styles between the two key drivers, Fernando Alonso and Lewis Hamilton. Behind-the-scenes information indicates that bonuses and personal benefits were often distributed inconsistently, leading to divisions within the mechanics team supporting each car. In his memoir, The Mechanic, Marc Priestley recorded that the team had to endure direct supervision from observers from the International Automobile Federation right in the garage area to ensure fairness. Technical work in the pit lane during the 2000s also faced high operational risks. Every refueling or tire change procedure carried the risk of fire and explosion if protocols were not strictly followed. Records show that the pit crew often had to perform critical maintenance items in the extremely short time between free practice sessions. Exhaustion lasting over several consecutive seasons led Marc to realize the limit of his endurance for this harsh environment. Changes in his personal life in England, combined with the brutal reality of global racetracks, urged him to make a decision that few dared to make at the peak of their performance, when the silver trophies no longer held enough weight to keep a weary mechanic. The doors of McLaren officially closed, opening a new and volatile journey. Leaving the spotlight. 2009 marked a turning point when Marc officially left McLaren, quitting his role as head mechanic to seek an exit from the high-pressure environment. He transitioned to a race team manager role in the FIA Formula 2 Championship. In this position, Marc was responsible for coordinating all technical activities for a team of 40 mechanics and logistics staff. This was an important stepping stone that helped him shift from the mindset of a technical executor to a strategic manager. During this period, Marc began to realize the potential of sharing practical experiences from the F1 world through media platforms. Managing a young racing team not only required professional skills, but also the ability to communicate information coherently, setting the stage for his professional broadcasting career later on. In 2014, Marc Priestley officially entered the television industry by joining the commentary team for the Formula E coverage team on ITV. Moving to the electric racing series opened a new chapter where he was no longer the person holding a wrench, but became the analyst of complex tactics for the general public. His ability to decode difficult technical jargon into accessible language quickly made him a trusted face on prestigious channels like BBC, 5 Live Radio, and Sky Sports. From 2010 to 2017, Marc Priestley worked tirelessly to build a reputation in sports journalism. He not only acted as a commentator, but also became a regular contributor to many newspapers and magazines, specializing in cars, where he shared lessons about perseverance and risk management in high-pressure environments. A major intellectual turning point occurred when he published his memoir, The Mechanic, on November 2, 2017. This book was not merely a catalog of career achievements, but a raw and sometimes controversial perspective on the backstage world of F1. Marc revealed the dark corners and fierce rivalries between legendary drivers like Mika Hakkinen, Kimi Räikkönen, and Lewis Hamilton. This information quickly attracted the attention of enthusiasts, helping him affirm his position as an expert with deep influence in the automotive industry. Through the book, Marc skillfully connected experiences at prestigious racetracks with lessons on leadership mindset and human management in corporate organizations. Transitioning from a professional mechanic to a public opinion leader was not a smooth process. Marc admitted in later interviews that it took him years to adapt to facing camera lenses instead of mechanical faults on racing cars. His career during this period did not stop at automotive television programs, but expanded into podcasts such as Pit Lane Life Lessons, where he freely discussed mental health and professional pressure. His initiative in reinventing himself from a technical commentator to an author helped Marc Priestley escape the shadow of being an ex-F1 mechanic to assert his independent value in the media industry. Even while challenging himself in various roles, the connection to mechanical engineering remained the guiding light of his career. Deep management and consulting experiences created a solid foundation preparing for the biggest turning point in Marc's television career. When the Discovery Channel sought a genuine piece to revive a global iconic program, in 2021, the experience accumulated from many harsh environments officially brought him to the most fierce challenge in the Wheeler Dealers garage. Reviving Wheeler Dealers. In 2021, when the iconic Wheeler Dealers series found itself in the throes of a deep crisis following the sudden departure of Ant Anstead and a vocal widespread wave of backlash from the long-term fan base regarding the show's increasingly Americanized creative direction, the producers knew they were at a pivotal crossroads. It became abundantly clear that a radical and decisive shift in personnel was absolutely necessary to steer the program back toward its original authentic identity. Mike Brewer, having served as the show's enduring face and guiding hand for years, personally reached out to Marc Priestley with a strategic invitation to step into the role of lead mechanic for the 17th season. This high-stakes negotiation unfolded under the most challenging of circumstances as the global COVID-19 pandemic and its accompanying stringent social distancing mandates were bringing television production schedules across the world to a grinding, unprecedented halt. Bringing Marc into the fold was far more than a simple recruitment move. It was a fundamental core strategy designed to reclaim the show's soul by grounding its operations in the classic, gritty mechanical values that originally endeared it to viewers in the United Kingdom. The synergy between Mike Brewer and Marc Priestley did not emerge from a void. Prior to this official partnership on Wheeler Dealers, the two had already successfully collaborated on a spin-off venture titled Wheeler Dealers Dream Car. This earlier project functioned as a crucial trial by fire, allowing the production team to carefully observe and assess their chemistry and on-camera rapport. The data from that venture confirmed that the dynamic contrast, Mike's high-energy infectious salesmanship, paired perfectly against Marc's unflappable surgical precision, created a powerful and necessary balance that the show desperately needed to regain its footing. By the time the cameras were set to roll for the 17th season, the production crew undertook a frantic, highly coordinated effort to overhaul the infrastructure at the Oxfordshire garage within a tight 48-hour window. This intensive logistical operation ensured that every technical requirement and workshop condition was optimized to support Marc's rigorous, high-level professional standards. Marc Priestley's entry into the series fundamentally reshaped the program's internal DNA. The content evolved beyond the shallow surface-level discussions of the past as Marc injected the sophisticated analytical mindset of a veteran F1 engineer into the diagnostic process for aging automobiles. Every single task, whether it was the intricate dismantling of a tired engine, the precision-heavy inspection of a complex gearbox, or the nuanced adjustment of a suspension system, was conducted with an unwavering commitment to strict quality control protocols. In several defining episodes, viewers witnessed Marc applying delicate measurement techniques typically reserved for million-dollar racing machines to the humble restoration of everyday hatchbacks. While this approach sparked a polarized reaction from longtime fans accustomed to the more relaxed methodologies of his predecessors, his immense technical capability soon proved undeniable. Internal metrics from Discovery Plus revealed that his unmatched efficiency and accuracy significantly reduced the need for refilming, saving the production valuable time. Marc approached every car with the same intense focus he once dedicated to an F1 contender on a Grand Prix grid. This instinctive professionalism not only helped Mike Brewer reduce operational pressure, but also set a new standard for the show. Behind that convincing technical performance lay a test harsher than any racetrack: the massive expectations from a legion of loyal fans. Facing public pressure. When officially taking on the role of lead mechanic in Season 17 of Wheeler Dealers, Marc Priestley faced a harsh reality from the global fan community. Replacing Ant Anstead, who had built a vibrant personal image and a strong connection with the audience, placed Marc at the center of uncompromising comparisons. Social media platforms like Twitter and car-specialized forums during that time were filled with conflicting opinions in which many claimed that Marc was too serious and lacked the openness and charm that a host needed. The pressure from these negative reactions did not stop at virtual comments but created tension during the filming process itself, as his every gesture was scrutinized. In the early stages, the stark contrast between the vibrant styles of Mike Brewer and Marc Priestley created a noticeable divide in the eyes of the audience. While Mike maintained a lively, high-octane pace and consistently sought to inject humor and lightheartedness into every scene, Marc brought a profound sense of calmness and an unwavering, almost clinical focus on dry technical parameters. This inherent tension was not lost on the media. Several reports from the Birmingham Mail at the time highlighted the genuine struggle behind the scenes regarding the program's content direction. The show's producers found themselves in a difficult position as they navigated the delicate balance between the established, entertainment-driven format that viewers expected and the uncompromising technical precision that Marc insisted upon. Rather than attempting to dilute his personality or force himself into the traditional scripted entertainment mold, Marc chose to remain steadfast in his composure. He persistently treated the workshop as a genuine high-stakes professional workspace, refusing to view it merely as a stage for theatrical performance or artificial television drama. Marc Priestley's chosen strategy was to allow the undeniable quality and efficiency of his labor to speak on his behalf. Rather than wasting time or energy engaging with the flood of online criticism, he focused his entire mental capacity on the task at hand, pouring himself into executing complex restoration projects with absolute uncompromising precision. The pivotal turning point for the audience arrived during the broadcast of the VW Golf GTI restoration. In this episode, Marc meticulously presented the internal operation of the gearbox with a level of clarity and intellectual rigor that only a seasoned technical expert could possibly possess. He demonstrated a profound intuitive understanding of fluid dynamics, masterfully simplifying these intricate concepts for the viewers at home, which ignited a significant and positive shift in public perception. As the series progressed, the audience began to realize that they were not merely observing a light-hearted television show. Instead, they were gaining access to elite, top-class mechanical expertise delivered by an individual who had once been a vital, high-functioning member of the prestigious McLaren Formula One technical team. The shift in fan mentality from skepticism to respect was a long process. Marc Priestley persistently pursued the philosophy of dedication to technical work, despite psychological pressures from the outside. The controversies surrounding the departure of his predecessor gradually subsided, as the quality of cars finished in the Wheeler dealer's garage became increasingly higher. He did not turn himself into a copy of anyone else, but established his own identity, a reliable technical expert. Maintaining calmness under media pressure helped him maintain stable performance through subsequent seasons while affirming a solid position in Mike Brewer's team. During this period, Marc Priestley also began learning how to balance personal life and the reluctant fame from the small screen. He realized that pleasing everyone was impossible, and the most important thing remained his satisfaction with the quality of the very cars he restored. This was a period that forged his mettle in the harsh television environment, where the boundary between an entertainer and a technical expert was extremely fragile. By overcoming the period of being attacked by the online community, Marc not only kept his position in Wheeler dealers, but also opened a new chapter for his television career where practical knowledge is the only metric for success. Finding balance again. Once he had firmly established his footing and earned his rightful place within the Wheeler dealers team, Marc Priestley began to confront another significant and pressing reality: the long-term necessity of personal psychological recovery following many years spent laboring under immense unrelenting pressure. The high-stakes environment of Formula One, an unforgiving world where a human being's worth was frequently measured solely by the results of mere tenths of a second, had inevitably left him with lasting and persistent mental consequences. In numerous candid posts shared across his personal digital platforms, as well as through his earnest collaborations with the mental health charity Marc did not hesitate to speak openly and publicly about the profound burnout syndrome he had previously endured. He framed this transformative journey as the recovery of an engineer, a period during which the garage was successfully reimagined. It was no longer a frantic, high-stress arena where he was forced to race against the unforgiving clock, but had instead become a sanctuary where he could practice meaningful grounding occupational therapy. Moving from multi-million-dollar racing machines to old, ordinary cars gave Marc a new perspective on mechanical joy. In the old environment, every technical decision was made with the support of a massive budget and the pressure to win. But here, constraints on cost and resources were factors stimulating creativity. Analysis published in Motorsport magazine indicated that manually restoring a car from an abandoned state until the engine successfully started was a valuable source of healing energy for Marc. He found relaxation in the smallest details which he had previously ignored because he was too focused on the macro goals of the racing team. Besides balancing personal psychology, Marc Priestley also leveraged his influence to change perceptions about the motorsport industry. He became a pioneer in promoting the mindset that a technical employee can achieve excellence while still maintaining emotional vulnerability. Through the Pit Lane Life Lessons podcast, Marc often invited experts in the field of motorsport to discuss issues like depression, pit lane stress, and ways to manage personal energy. This was a different direction from the rigid template of a traditional F1 mechanic, contributing to creating an image of an expert who is more humane and closer to the general public. Marc Priestley's career at the current stage is no longer measured by the number of championships or advertising contracts, but by the ability to connect with the community. He spends a lot of time attending technical seminars, advising the young generation of mechanics, and maintaining close connections with classic car restoration projects. The current busyness is no longer destructive as in the years at Woking, but operates at a pace controlled by himself. Marc has learned how to decline projects that consume too much energy to focus on tasks that bring humane value and personal professional satisfaction. Closing the journey from the speed racetrack to the small screen, Marc Priestley has proven that success does not necessarily have to be traded for mental health. The stop at Wheeler Dealers has become a solid foundation where he redefines his own value, not through inanimate machines, but through the way he interacts with the community and confronts himself. For Marc, every roar of an engine restored successfully is not just a technical victory, but a symbol for the powerful revival of a person after having manually disassembled and reassembled the pieces of his own life. If you find the story about Marc Priestley's mettle and recovery impressive, don't forget to press like to support the video. Please share this inspiring journey with friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on upcoming deep dive analyses about the faces behind the television spotlight. Thank you for accompanying us.